Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Solana, seeing what's going on. Does look like we're trying to leg up for our next higher high here above that 106 level mark. Okay, so again, it's not like we're poised and ready to do that right now, but certainly looks like we're on the right track here. Hitting through that $100/$98 support previous resistance level is a good thing here, and we're closing above here. We did so on the daily, so awesome stuff there. We're gonna double check a few key factors in the back end to make sure that we're on the right track here, but Solana's looking pretty bullish. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a slight correction, but we may have already seen that slight correction with the price of Bitcoin when Bitcoin wicked all the way down to 42.4, I think, just a few hours ago, and now it's back on track. So again, we're gonna just quickly look at the monthly here because I think it's helpful to understand the large liquidation levels because we're getting closer to some of those, right? Again, smaller time frame liquidation levels are important too, but at this point, just to jump right in to quickly note, we're at roughly $100 here, and we can see between 107 and 111 is a heavy concentration liquidation, specifically 109 if you round up a little bit. Okay, so just be mindful of that. In the last month, we've seen tons and tons of liquidation accumulate there because the highest point we've seen is at 108. So for the most part, that's something we want to pay attention to. So are we going to see that here immediately? Maybe not, but I think there's a solid chance this weekend we could see that if Bitcoin dominance stays low and we don't have any crazy manipulation before the daily candlestick closes here today for Bitcoin. If we close at 43.2 or 43,000 or higher for Bitcoin, I think Solana has a solid chance of continuing higher up. So if you're new to the channel, though, keep in mind, not a financial advisor. Do you love to teach people to trade? You want to become a better trader? Jump on over to our Discord and get to know our community. We have an awesome group of folks there. This is our premium group here. We took some nice, healthy profits from Chainlink, 70%, 60%, and 69%. It's kind of all over the place there. Those were some older trades, of course, but generally speaking, older trades are working very well. 72% from Chainlink, another 46% from Chainlink. It's like, well, hey, how do you have so many trading pairs open? Well, we've opened a few different trade signals, of course. One was 5 days ago, another was roughly 2.5 weeks ago. So truth is, these aren't just like, we're not just popping them out every single day, but my day trading bot does have a tendency of catching really good entries. And for Chainlink, we caught a lot of those. So that's why we're seeing a lot of profit there. So thanks again for the awesome feedback. Let's talk about the daily time frame and work our way down. So I think something we want to kind of recognize here, and I'll clarify this, but this little X on the chart, that's basically just a confirmational sign. That's what we wanted to get to in order to take the trade confidently. And we'll look at the smaller time frame to identify what I meant by that if you didn't catch yesterday's analysis, but generally speaking, we'll leave that here for now, so try not to be too confused with that. What I want to get at is the big picture here. So where's the volume accumulating the most? Well, right there at $101, almost exactly smack dab right where we're at right now at this point. So $100, $101, that's roughly where we can see that. I wouldn't say it's a specific resistance level because we got a large range here, down as low as 95, upwards of 101, okay? So we're on the upper range of that volume profile, basically telling us that we should have some support below us, right? Generally speaking, that's a very positive sign in most cases to be above a volume profile. Kind of tells you the average true range for the last, however many days. Well, this is probably about 1.5 months roughly since we've been in this range for Solana. We can see the most amount of accumulation. People are buying between $95 to $100 the most, okay? So it really just excluding manipulation, it pretty much means that the rest of us, majority of us all, have bought pretty heavy in that range and that there's more likely to be support because we're less likely to sell if the price comes down, okay? So that's generally the concept there. Having said all of that, let's look at some moving averages. We can see we're above all moving averages. The 50-day SMA hanging out there at about $96. We can see stochastic RSI is swinging down. That's very natural when we've had this much of an uptrend. The key takeaway here is that the price can go sideways for a little bit longer, let stochastics calm down, we'll see another leg up. Specifically, more important is the RSI being above 50. That is the biggest deal for me. So I love being above 50 on the RSI. That kind of reaffirms this low 90 range is probably the more that key level there for us for support. Having said that as well, MACD is converging. So we're looking green lights on damn near everything here. This is a very solid daily time frame, especially the fact that I feel very confident in Bitcoin maintaining that 43,000 range. Okay, so all that stuff combined, does that imply Solana is going to increase? In short, it does, but you got to recognize we've been on this trend here for a little while. We're about 7 days of continuation. We got a slight reset here with about a 12-hour period of consolidation. So the truth is Solana is fairly overextended on the 4-hour time frame. We can see a stochastic RSI forming here. Basically letting us know we have a divergence on the horizon. Might be advantageous for the wait for the price to pull back a little bit. Again, Bitcoin keeps pumping. We may see a different scenario altogether, but a natural correction would make sense right now. And if so, I would say 90, somewhere in the range between 98 and $100. That's been our consistent support and resistance range for some time. So that would be an appropriate area to consider adding to your position if you want to take it long. It may not pull back to that level though. You got to recognize that we're converging on the MACD. We are still maintaining over 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is high, at least higher than the RSI, and that's a bullish sign. So 4-hour time frame looks pretty good too. We're above all moving averages. The 20-day estimate hanging out there at about 99.75, round number 100. So I would say, $100 would be a pretty appropriate consideration for a long, possibly even now, and just consider adding to your position if the price does come down a little bit further. There is potential for it to come down, folks. There's no doubt about it. But once again, I think that $97 to $100 range is pretty solid based on volume, moving averages, support levels, RSI. All those things kind of combining together give us the indication that this coin should continue to further. Okay, so we can go ahead and draw a little trend line up here as well, just kind of get perspective of this here too, and kind of just pay attention and see roughly where we're at here in the next 24 or 48 hours. So I think this time tomorrow, we're going to have a pretty good indication on where we're at. I know, but that sounds sort of redundant, doesn't it? We will know tomorrow what's going on today. Anyways, forget I said that because it doesn't make sense. It makes more sense to me because generally speaking, when it comes to confirmation, we want to kind of typically wait. However, we probably have that kind of confirmation we're looking for. And what I want to elaborate on here is this Ichimoku cloud, because when I drew this X out on the chart yesterday, that's where we would need to get in order to feel confident and comfortable in taking a long position. Okay, what I mean by that is that it gave us about a good 4 hours of consolidation at this level here at about $100 or higher. Okay, that happened, and of course Bitcoin came down to 42,400 and shot right back up again. So we're seeing a lot of funkiness in the market, right? Millions of dollars are being sold. $500 million was bought on Bitcoin, or sorry, on Coinbase this year. Just to quickly double check. Yeah, almost $500 million, $422 million was purchased in 16 seconds on the Coinbase exchange. That if that's not manipulation, I don't know what is. And when that occurred, the price recovered here quickly, right? But the truth is, the way that Bitcoin's behaving right now at this 43,000 range, I think that's a solid testament to where Solana is going to go next. But no matter how you look at it here, conversion line's above the baseline. We're hanging out above the cloud here. The cloud is right there at that $100 mark. And then, of course, lagging span's free and clear. So we have all green lights here to consider long position. You look at this and you combine that with everything we see in the 4 hour and the daily, there's no reason why the price shouldn't go up. Again, pending a manipulative condition in the market that we cannot foresee, Solana has more reason to increase than it would to decrease. Okay. Again, statistical probability. Guarantee, no. Just a larger potential reality for us for the potential increase in value, right? So all that stuff combined really just leads me to believe that we should be able to take a long with confidence on this coin. That's my speculation here at this point. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you see something different in the charts. Feel free to comment below. I'm sure there's some patterns I overlooked. Sometimes I can get a little more focused on the lines in the charts, support and resistance levels versus patterns specifically. And some patterns can form, but right now this is more so a bullish scenario in my personal opinion. But once again, you could argue that we're in a little bull flag pattern here, or sorry, a bear flag, right? A lot of different scenarios could exist, but to me personally, based on Bitcoin looking fairly bullish, again, not 100%, but mostly, that leads me to believe that coins like this will probably do very well here moving forward. So those are my 2 cents. I hope this made sense to you. Hopefully you can learn something here today, of course. If you had, obviously comment below. Greatly appreciate hearing from you. More important too, make sure you check out Bitunix Phenomenal Exchange. Highly recommended. We use them consistently, no KYC or VPN. Significant bonuses, rewards if you do use my link to register. Check them out in your own time. Thanks again for watching. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take good care of yourself. Bye.